Hello.
We are live.
We are live.
Greetings, my gods and goddesses. Cheers. How are you?
Começando com metal na veia, né? David, hello, David, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Hoje é com uma lenda. Aí quem conhece sabe, David DeFeis, Virgin Steele com a gente aqui. Terça-feira, Maurício Mog Records. Bem-vindo, Maurício.
I'm good.
Thank you guys for being here. It's very nice to be here with you. Thank you, Ivan and Christian. Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be here with one icon of metal around the world. Thank you very much.
As we say in Italian, mi piace. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
E aí, Ivan, seja bem-vindo.
Muito bem, boa noite a todos aí. É um prazer estar aqui novamente com esse ícone aí, um cara que a gente escuta desde sempre. E não se esqueçam de inscrever no canal, de tocar o sininho aí, de compartilhar, de assistir as lives, de divulgar.
E se inscreve no canal, por favor.
Se inscreve no canal aí pra gente aumentar a nossa abrangência e toca no sininho. E é isso aí, DeFeis, grande nome.
E Christian, obrigado aí pela presença também, seja bem-vindo.
Estamos aí, vamos lá então?
Let's go, eu vou perguntar rapidinho, bate-bola hoje, toma lá da cá. Eu quero perguntar pro David como é que tá a vida aí, né, Virgin Steele, né, último álbum 2018, se não falha a memória.
Sim.
Como tá a vida dele aí, né, há 2 anos de pandemia, novidades sobre a banda, para ele nos atualizar, por gentileza.
Okay, so George is asking about news of the band. Like after 2 years of a huge pandemic, how are the things doing for Virgin Steele? And are you planning something new? Have you recorded anything? Things like that. Update the fans, please.
Okay. Yes. As you and I were saying when we were not live, as soon as the virus happened, we were in the middle of making a video, and then I was like, okay, no gigs. We were going to go out and do gigs. So, all right, all that energy went into making a bunch of videos. So we made a kind of a movie about the last box set that we did, the Seven Devils Moonshine thing, and a whole load of videos from the Visions of Eden and the Seven Devils tracks. And then we were already working on the new album, which is done, basically done. I'm gonna, finesse it a little bit more, but the new record is basically done. So we did the new record, and then we also started on the record that's gonna be out after that record. So it was just like, all right, no gigs, so we just keep working like we always do, just writing songs, making videos, and making records. So it was very productive, actually. I like to be inside anyway and just working on stuff. I'm a little bit like Larry David. What's out there? I don't want to go out there, so I stay in there and keep making records.
Great. I'm gonna give the Portuguese version. Bom, quando a pandemia ali começou, eles já estavam fazendo o show e já estavam programando, né, alguns vídeos, coisa e tal. Quando pegou a pandemia, eles começaram a fazer já esse álbum novo, né? Já tá, bem dizer, pronto, assim, tá? Tem que terminar a mixagem, coisas poucas, assim, para lançar. Também tava falando antes ali comigo que talvez já saia outro álbum, porque eles não pararam de escrever, né? Ele gosta de ficar em casa ali, né? Escrevendo, tá sempre compondo e eles estão sempre fazendo vídeos, né? Então, pra deixar tudo pronto, assim. Então, logo tá saindo um Virgin Steele novo, né? Já tá, bem dizer, pronto, né? Mas um pouquinho do atraso aí por causa da pandemia, né? Falta mixagem, mas tá ali. Ele costuma falar ali, né? Eu gosto de falar, né? Tipo, ele é bem ativo, ele não fica parado quando ele tá em casa, ele tá sempre compondo, tá sempre pensando em vídeos, eles estão sempre gravando vídeos, então vai vir aí uma porrada de vídeos também na sequência, né? Então tem bastante coisa ainda, né? O Virgin Steele não tá parado, não. A pandemia pode parar os shows, mas ele tá bem ativo ainda. Ok.
Shoot.
Seu áudio sumiu. I can't hear you.
Ô Maurício, pode ir na sequência aí. E só não esquece de fazer a tua pergunta em português para o público de casa entender aí, por favor.
Ok. Pessoal, vou perguntar ao David agora como que era a cena no início, como ele entrou na banda, como que era a cena que o Virgin Steele começou em 1981, né? Vou perguntar como é que era a cena, o que é que ele se lembra disso aí. David, as far as I know, the band started in 1981, right? Virgin Steele.
Pretty much thereabouts, yeah. It was like Halloween of 81, I believe. And then we made, we were together about 3 weeks, and we made the first record 3 weeks after we were together, in about a week. And it came out in 82.
Oh, really?
And the rest is history, yeah.
Yeah. But at this time, people used to make the records very fast, right? You said 3 months?
Oh, 1 week. 1 week.
1 week, really? What about the budget? Good. You had a good budget at that time or not? Good budget? No.
I wasn't a virgin, but yeah, there were virgins in my life, but I wasn't a virgin. Yeah. Yeah, the record was done 1 week. 1 week. Recorded, mixed. That
sounds great.
We got together. We rehearsed for about 3 weeks. We made the record, and then we pressed up some. Well, not even pressed. We had cassettes made, with our own machines, and sent them around. And then we said, let's press up an actual vinyl. So we pressed up a vinyl, 5,000 copies, sold them from the trunk of my car, and then sold out quickly. Pressed another 5,000, and before that was sold out, we had a deal with Music for Nations, MFN1, the first release on that label in the UK, and then we had Mongol Horde in the States, same time. So it was very, very fast. It all went down.
So the things happened really fast at that time. Dave, let me ask you: in this year, 1981, how was the scene, the metal scene? Do you remember how was the metal scene at this time?
Oh yeah, I remember it quite well.
Not
yeah,
really. Which bands were emerging? Which bands were going to the top? What was, you understand? Which were the top bands at that time that you can remember?
Well, when we were starting out, we spent a lot of our nightlife in the various Long Island, New York City clubs that were around there. And that was like, you could go out on a Monday or Tuesday night, there'd be 500 people, 1,000 people in the room every night of the week. I think for about 10 years at least, I was out every night. I was never home. I was always in some venue watching a band or performing, one or the other. So when we were rising up, we had Twisted Sister, who was from Long Island where we are, and they were actually still doing a bit of covers, early on. Then they went fully on with their own music. Another band called Zebra, who were on Atlantic Records. The Good Rats. Those were like the 3 really huge bands in our area, and we were coming up like right after them. And they were very inspiring to us because we'd go see them, and the place would be mobbed. Everybody would love them, and we wanted to be part of that equation. And we were into bands like Led Zeppelin, Queen, Angel, or UFO, all kinds of stuff. And those bands would visit our area, and we'd go to see those shows as well. So for me, on the local level, that was really inspiring to me to see guys like Twisted and Zebra and all those people. So wow, they're really making a go of it. Let's go. Let's see if we can do the same thing. So it was inspiring for us.
Okay, good. Okay. Ele falou que eles gravaram um disco em um mês, né? No comecinho, né? Gravaram um disco em um mês. E foi tudo muito rápido, e depois eles conseguiram um contrato com a Nuclear Blast, né? Nuclear Blast. E vendeu-se tudo muito rápido. Vendeu rapidinho. E que aí eu perguntei depois como é que estava acontecendo, como é que era a cena naquela época, né? Ele falou que era muito legal, que estava tudo acontecendo muito rápido. O Twisted Sister era uma das bandas, tinha o Zebra, Led Zeppelin, e ele queria participar daquele movimento ali. Praticamente eles não ficavam em casa, que era ficar na estrada direto, né? Que a coisa era muito intensa, shows com 5, 10 mil pessoas, né? Então, realmente foi um momento muito legal no Virgin Steele nisso aí. Ok, David, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Eu agora. O Christian, pergunta para ele nessa trajetória de 30 anos aí, de mais de 30 anos de banda, aí 40 anos praticamente de banda, e inúmeros álbuns, para ele dar uma sintetizada, digamos, na melhor fase da banda, qual é o melhor álbum e qual a melhor fase que ele acha que a banda teve, ou ainda tem?
I'm not hearing you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like just because I have to turn on and turn off this microphone all the time. There's a button, a hidden button here. So Ivan was asking you about your career. It's almost 4 years playing now, and he wants to know what's like your favorite time with the band, and favorite albums, and the best time for Virgin Steele.
It's been an amazing ride. It's all been fun. And some of it was not fun, but there have been problems along the way, bumps in the road. But for the most part, it's all been exciting, and I've loved it all. Every one of those records, they're like my children. So I love them, and I try to nourish them, protect them, and keep them going. And I'm making more babies as we speak. So there'll be more coming out over the next months and after that. So I really could not choose one particular moment. It's all been like amazing, and I'm still as excited I was as when we first began. Maybe more so, maybe more so now.
Yeah, gonna give the Portuguese version aqui for the people. Ele fala ali, né, que a carreira dele, né, até agora tem sido fantástica. Ele não tem, assim, momentos... Cara, teve um que outro momento ruim, assim, para lembrar, mas ele prefere lembrar, né, os momentos que até agora fizeram a banda o que ela é, assim. Então, tipo, de lá para cá, né, ele é bem contente com a banda, ele protege bastante os álbuns dele, ele gosta muito dos álbuns dele, ele como se fosse filhos, né? Tanto que ele brincou ali agora há pouco, dizendo que nesse exato momento ele já tá planejando mais algum filhinho aí pra dar luz. Então, tipo, é aquilo. Ele acha que o momento agora tá bom também pro Virgin Steele, né? Então, tipo, tem sido, né? Desde que começou a carreira, apesar de ter um pouquinho de transtorno, assim, mas ele não considera isso ruim, né? Porque a jornada de lá para cá, ela tem sido fantástica, ele tem aprendido muita coisa, assim, então, tipo, não tem a melhor fase, assim, talvez agora, né, porque a banda é bem reconhecida, essas coisas assim. Pode falar, Mog.
Yeah, David, the way you said now, you sounded like Lemmy from Motorhead, right? So, enjoying all the time. Does it proceed?
I lost you. What happened? Come back. I lost you.
Ele perdeu o som aí.
Okay. You just said that you... Yeah. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah. No, you're gone again.
You just said that you enjoyed all the things that happened so far. Okay, so far everything has been okay. Some drawbacks, okay, but the way you sounded like Lemmy from Motorhead, does it proceed? Everything's okay for you like that?
I guess in a way it is. I'm not going to sit there and cry about, what went on, during the bad moments. It's really just, okay, that all that stuff makes you learn, makes you who you are. And I'm very okay with who I am now. So fuck it, it's all whatever. It happened. It's all,
let me just make another question.
When I write the book, those are the things that everybody wants to read about, not the good shit, the bad shit. So I got good memories of the bad shit as well.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes the bad shit
David,
becomes cool after a while.
Yeah, let me just continue. Vou só perguntar ele, continuando, que ele falou que tá curtindo tudo. Queria perguntar a ele se a pandemia fez ele mudar a maneira
que a gente
de
tem
pensar.
Que voltar, não esquece de traduzir a anterior, né?
Ok, yeah. Ele falou que dessa maneira, que ele falou que realmente ele prefere pensar nas coisas boas do que ficar lamentando, chorando o que aconteceu, que realmente não vai resolver nada, né? Aí falou, para as coisas ruins, a melhor coisa que a gente faz é botar o dedo para cima, que todo mundo já conhece como fazer, né? You know? Right? Aí eu queria continuar essa pergunta e perguntar para ele se a pandemia fez mudar um pouquinho a maneira de ver as coisas, por causa de todas essas coisas que nós passamos aí, né? Well, David, continuing this question I have just made,
Sure.
Is a personal question, okay? Has pandemic changed your way of thinking somehow or not? Like, I mean, we have to embrace, we have to enjoy what we have now because life is shorter than we thought because the virus was around, many people dying. Has something changed in your mind about life or not?
Not really, because you know why? When I was very, very young, I lost my brother at a very early age. And I knew that life was precious, short, and couldn't change like that early on. So that's a lesson I learned early on. So no, it didn't really change me. I've always lived that way. I'm always like every record, try to make it infused with the most you can do with each record, because it might be your last record. Every vocal, you know, is like put it all in there because it might be your last. I always live like that. I always live like I'm gonna die in 5 minutes.
Ok. Ele falou assim que para ele não mudou nada porque ele perdeu o irmão quando ele era muito novo. Então isso aí ele já aprendeu com a vida que o negócio era mais, a vida sempre foi muito curta, né? Então ele prefere abraçar as coisas assim como se fosse a última que ele fosse fazer. E é melhor ele pensar dessa maneira. Então a pandemia não mudou a maneira dele de pensar. Thank you for the answer.
Me piace.
Ô, Christian, você vai fazer alguma pergunta?
Não sei, quer perguntar aí? Tu pergunta. Eu queria perguntar aquela lá antes de eu ser xingado por último, tá?
Não, mas vai lá, vai. Eu acho que ele falou dos filhos aí. Acho que tem a ver.
Okay, so it's my turn. David, I have kind of a tough question for you, okay? If you had to go to another side project as The Exorcist, would you join it or would you decline it?
Go through life as an Exorcist member?
Yes.
I love The Exorcist. Yeah, it was great. I had great fun making The Exorcist. So I would be delighted to continue with The Exorcist. It's okay.
Wow, that's great. Did you know that lots of people here in Brazil knew Virgin Steele through The Exorcist?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess everything you do is another avenue to reach people. So whatever, you know, bring it all together. I love that record. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. And I really would love to see another one coming out. Okay.
I won't say no. It could happen. You never know. You know, if conditions are right, if the conditions are right, who knows? That's another one of those records that record was made in 3 days. 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah. We rehearsed for 2 weeks, and then we went in. And
man, you guys rock. You guys really rock. 3 days?
Yeah.
Really? You rock, guys.
Okay.
Days, yeah.
Nice to know that. I'm going to give the Portuguese version here. Laughing for a while. Ok, falando aí se ele fosse cabeçar outro projeto, né, eu toquei no Exorcist, né, ele curtiu bastante ter feito o projeto, né, tanto que eu comentei com ele que o projeto ajudou bastante gente aqui no Brasil a conhecer o Virgin Steele através do Exorcist, né, teve muita gente que acabou conhecendo o Virgin Steele realmente por conta do Exorcist, né, e vice-versa também, né, tem gente que conheceu o Exorcist por causa feio. Então, tipo, tem essa coisa assim. Então, eu perguntei ele se ele encabeçaria do novo, ele disse que não tem problema, nunca se sabe, né? Pode ser que venha, né, a ver outro exorcista aí, né? Eles ensaiaram o álbum por 2 semanas, né? E gravaram ele em 3 dias, né? Ou seja, foi algo divertido para ele fazer. Ele gostou bastante assim da experiência, né? E não nega que possa haver outro aí, né? O que tem que ver é a condição para isso acontecer. Pode falar, Jorge.
Pegar uma carona, né? O álbum do original Sim, que foi uma continuação, né? É uma banda fictícia aí né? Que a ideia era uma banda de mulheres, né? Eu queria entender como foi a inspiração dele na época de formar uma banda fictícia de mulheres, né? O original Sim é uma outra loucura.
George's asking about Original Sin. Okay, how was this idea of creating a fake women band?
Well, that record was done in 2 days, and it was made. It was made. It was made a week. It was made a week after Exorcist. We did the Exorcist on one weekend. The following weekend, we did the Original Sin. I rehearsed the band. It was the same lineup that made Exorcist. Only my sister did the vocals on Original Sin.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was very, 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 very fast. It was amazing. I remember, I think it was a snowstorm of that second weekend or something like that. It was something crazy about Original Sin. But I wasn't supposed to do the Exorcist vocals. I wasn't supposed to sing on that record. I had the bass player who played on Higher Driver, Stay Ugly. He's a singer. He was supposed to sing that record. But the day we went into the studio, he knocks on my door and he's like, I can't sing this. It's too demonic. So I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. So I was singing with the group, rehearsing it. So I knew the songs. I wrote the songs with Edward. So I went in there and I did it. My whole approach was I want to sound like a cross between Johnny Rotten, Lemmy, and a zombie, and that was my idea for the vocal kind of a thing.
That was perfect.
My sister, she grew up singing like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and stuff like that. So I dragged. She's got a great voice, still does. Dragged her in for the original thing, and she loved it. She like I did with The Exorcist and a lot of the Virgin Steele stuff. We recorded everything straight up, one go, live, done. Yeah. Let's start mixing. We're finished. So it's
nice to hear that. Okay, gonna speak a little bit in Portuguese here. Bom, o original Sin daí para quebrando nossas pernas, né? Foi feito algumas semanas depois do Exorcista e também ensaiaram 2 semanas, gravaram o disco em 2 dias. Horror. Ele trouxe para a banda, né, a irmã dele, ela que fez o vocal, então daí que está essa ideia de que é uma banda só de mulheres, né, mas é fake. E ainda voltando ao Exorcista, ele conta ali que quem era para fazer o vocal do Exorcist era para ser o baixista, mas daí ele bateu lá na porta dele dizendo que não podia cantar porque era uma coisa muito demoníaca demais. Então, tipo, o que ele fez? Como ele compôs, ele escreveu, já sabia tudo que tinha que fazer, ele mesmo gravou o vocal, né? Então ele imaginou uma coisa meio Leme, meio zumbi, assim, né? Para fazer a voz também, para fazer a voz do Exorcist. Então, tipo, enquanto isso, né, eles terminaram, ele pegou, a irmã dele cresceu também cantando, coisa e tal, Led Zeppelin, coisas afins, assim, ele já pegou, arrastou ela pro estúdio, né, e vamos fazer o Original Sin. Foi bem divertido fazer os 2 álbuns, é o mesmo line-up, né, do Exorcista também, Exorcist, né, então, tipo, eles tiveram bastante diversão ali, fazendo o álbum. Fala, Ivan.
Aqui no Brasil, agora, a gente percebe que é mito, né? Que ele não gostava de falar sobre o Exorcist, né?
Pois é, né? Tem essa
Faz
coisa.
essa pergunta para ele. Esclarece isso, porque a gente fica com essa coisa na cabeça.
Okay, so Ivan is asking about a myth here in Brazil that you didn't like to talk about The Exorcist because people said that you never linked The Exorcist to Virgin Steele. So it's like it was only in Brazil. I don't know if it happened in another country, but there is this kind of a wrong idea, something like that.
We didn't speak about it very much, in the earlier years when it was around. I think it was sort of like something that was frowned upon by some segments of the metal community, so we didn't really speak about it very much. And then I was never ashamed of it. I was always very proud of it, but I think we kind of forgot about it after a while, and we just got on with other things. So we didn't think about it. But then like later on, people were like, "Oh, we love this record." Yeah, we did that record, So now I can talk about it for a while.
Ok. Bom, ele fala ali que por um tempo eles meio que esqueceram um pouco do Exorcista, assim, porque o foco sempre foi Virgin Steele, né? Eles, tipo, algumas pessoas disseram que a banda era uma fraude, coisa e tal, mas isso nunca chateou ele sempre gostou do Exorcista, né? Tipo, que nem ele fala, cada gravação é um filho dele ali. Então, tipo, como o foco era o Virgin Steele, né, eles acabaram esquecendo. Então depois ele veio, né, todo mundo comentando do Exorcista, ele, não, foi a gente que fez, tipo, eu gostei de ter feito ele. Então, não, é mais um mito brasileiro que não bate.
Mito ou realidade. Tem uma pergunta aqui.
Brazilian myth debunked.
Tem uma pergunta aqui.
Thank you for the information.
Tem o Luigi está perguntando.
Se quiser, Maurício.
Oi?
Não sei.
Posso fazer? Ok.
Vai lá.
Okay, David, there's one person that is asking you, how did the idea to call the Ice Age Girls to be in the back cover of the album? How did this idea come up?
Which record?
Ice Age.
I'm sorry, which record?
Ice Age?
Do Original Sin.
Ice Age? What Ice Age?
Original Sin. Yeah, the question the guy is asking.
The back cover of the girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only
the girls
one
from
of them.
Ice Age. When did this idea come from?
Only one of them is on the record. My sister is the one up front. She's singing on the record. Yeah. The other three, well, two of them were. One of them was my girlfriend. One of them was Edward's girlfriend, and one of them was just a friend of ours. Yeah. So
one of them we found on the street.
Yeah.
The last one's just a friend. Okay.
Yeah. The little one with the little bangs. That was my girlfriend at the time. Yeah.
Okay. So all these people that were around you, so invited them to join, right?
Yeah, we've always been like a kind of band where we like to keep everything in-house, all related to what our world is. The music is just like it's a snapshot of what our life is like at a given moment. So that's what life was like then, a photograph of that moment. Yeah.
Ele falou que ele gostava muito de manter o pessoal tudo junto, né? Uma dele era a irmã dele, né? Uma namorada, uma ex-namorada e uma outra era amiga, né? Ele gosta de manter a coisa bem home, bem em casa, para manter o negócio bem united, right? Ok.
E vou aproveitar como é que ele está vendo hoje a quantidade de bandas, né, de mulheres hoje, né? Que ainda bem que a gente tem aí Nervosa, um monte de bandas, né? Burning Witches. Ele acompanha, ele gosta. Iron Maiden.
Oh, David, the question is, we have now today on the scene a lot of female bands, many girls like Nervosa in Brazil. We have the Burning Witches, many bands that are formed by girls or women. How do you see that? Do you like them? It's okay? Do you think it had to happen one day? What's your personal opinion on that?
I say, let the women rock. Go forth. Do it. Yeah. That's beautiful. Why not? Yeah. Why shouldn't they? Yeah. I was waiting, for a long time. I knew it would eventually happen. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds great. Okay. Ele falou que já está esperando isso acontecer há muito tempo, que bota as mulheres para let's rock, let the girls rock. Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys.
Quem é na sequência aí?
Ivan?
Eu acho que é Ivan, né?
sorry. Se ele fosse montar o Virgin Steele hoje, qual é o estilo que ele gostaria, qual é o estilo que ele faria? Seria o mesmo? A abordagem da banda, as letras?
Ivan asked if you were about to create Virgin Steele now. Would you follow the same line, or would you try to create a new style?
I think I'm always trying to develop what my original instincts, what my original inspirations are, and just try to keep forging them forward into the next millennium and on and on and on, building upon the ground that's been won, and going further and further out for the stratosphere. That's what I would do today. That's what I did then. That's what I will do, if I'm still breathing on the planet 90 years from now,
Yeah. Ok, bom, ele falou que basicamente, né, ele continua desenvolvendo a mesma coisa, ele está sempre evoluindo, né? A banda está sempre crescendo para frente, né? A visão dele é utilizar todo o background dele, né? Toda aquela música que ele tem, mas para ir para frente, né? Ele não se mantém muito preso ao passado, né? Então, como ele falou ali, né? Tipo, as influências dele do passado ajudam ele a criar coisas mais novas também, né? Então ele continuaria e vai continuar até o próximo milênio, expandindo e desenvolvendo essa ideia do Virgin Steele, né? Então, pode falar, Jorge?
Não, eu ia pegar uma carona nessa questão, né? Porque realmente foi se criou um gênero através. O Virgin Steele ajudou a consolidar um gênero que eu não sei explicar muito bem se é epic metal, se é barbaric metal. Como ele enxerga essa questão dos rótulos, e se ele realmente, eu vejo o Virgin Steele como um pilar de um estilo diferente. Ele concorda com isso?
Okay. George is asking about the musical genre that you created. Like, we can consider you like one of the first epic metal bands and things like that. So, like, do you consider a band one of the main pillars of this kind of heavy metal?
When we began, and even now, I don't really think like along those lines so much. I just try to think of, okay, what can I do that's going to make musical sense, be exciting, move people, and have like some kind of emotional charge that's going to lift somebody off and rocket them out, mentally, bodily, spiritually, all three, hopefully, kind of a thing. I never think about it in terms of like, where we actually are in the framework, unless somebody like now asks me this question. So what I always said, what we did was, I think we've created what I call barbaric romanticism, kind of like my whole thing and our whole thing came from what I call the bones of the mountain sound, the blues, bringing that up and infusing that with like 19th century classical music, Chopin, Verdi, Wagner, that kind of thing, Beethoven, and just trying to make something new out of these elements that have these 12 notes that we possess. That we have 12 notes, and it's amazing, how the variety, the wealth, the breadth of music that exists and still going with those 12 notes. I'm mesmerized by it all, and I'm still excited about it all.
Great. And how do you see all these new heavy metal labels, like heavy, barbaric, epic, and things like that?
That's largely due to, like, I think more so the press, because they got to describe it, write about it. I don't know that every artist thinks about themselves in that way. I know reading about Black Sabbath, they didn't think of themselves as a heavy metal band. They said, we're just a very loud blues band, because that's what.
I remember that.
So the labels are, I guess because people want to try to like find out how to write about you or speak about you or whatever. My whole trip is really just an emotional one. It's just trying to like rip some sort of a fucking amazing feeling out of your spine and throw it into the next universe, do that kind of thing. That's what I want to do, and make every song, every vocal, everything you do like your last will and testament. That's my modus operandi, you know.
Yeah, great. Gonna give the Portuguese version here. Well, falando ali, né, dessa parte ali do epic metal, essas coisas assim, ele se considera mais o criador do barbaric mesmo, assim, né, que tipo, é mais o que ele gosta, assim, um negócio vivo, emocional, assim, te levantar do chão, bater cabeça, pular, e é isso que ele gosta de ver as pessoas fazendo, né, batendo cabeça, saindo do chão, né, é um som que é para te levar para outra dimensão, né, é para agitar bastante, assim. E quanto a esse quesito desses rótulos todos que a gente tem aí também, ele fala que isso é mais para a imprensa conseguir saber como falar da banda, assim como denominaram o Black Sabbath como uma banda de blues, né, tipo, barulhenta pra cacete. Ou seja, né, então, tipo, esse negócio do rótulo é mais para ajudar para a mídia, né, para ela saber como ela vai vender também, e também para o pessoal saber como se identificar um pouco também, né, porque às vezes o pessoal, ele já gosta mais dessa coisa mais barbárica, mais violenta, aquela coisa mais pegada, como se você estivesse segurando uma espada, indo para batalha, cantando, então, tipo, tem esse lado, assim, né, tipo, ele gosta dessa coisa mais pegada mesmo, assim. Pode falar, Jorge.
Tem uma pergunta no chat, eu acho que tem a ver com isso, né?
Manda ver aí, Maurício.
Okay, David, there's one person that is asking. The band has been around since 1981. So the question is, you have been all this time on, and where do you take so much inspiration from?
Life, you know, living life to the full, you know, getting out there. For me, one of the things that inspires me the most, it may sound crazy, but I walk outside, I see clouds, I see trees, I see the sky, I see, you know, this changing of the seasons, and I look and I go, fuck, if I could only write something as beautiful as that. And that's really my drive, to just create, you know, sonically what nature gives me, you know, visually, spiritually, you know, how that nourishes me. And just, you know, my interactions with the human race, that's largely, people think I'm giving a history lesson with some of the songs that we've done. That's not it. I may disguise what I'm talking about with that, but I'm always speaking about what's going on in my world with the people in it, you know?
Great.
Okay. O Ederson, ele falou que a inspiração que ele tira é estar vivo, que ele sai, quando ele olha para a natureza, as nuvens, o sol, ele pensa, cara, tem que fazer alguma letra em cima disso aí, porque isso para ele é a maior dádiva que a gente tem, estar vivo, aproveitar o máximo disso aí, e a inspiração vem disso aí, estar vivo e kicking asses aí, né? Ok, Dave, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Ok, Ivan?
Eu queria perguntar para ele se hipoteticamente, se ele tivesse nos anos 70 ou final dos anos 60, qual banda ele gostaria de ter montado? Não Virgin Steele, mas qual banda ele gostaria de ter entrado, por exemplo?
Okay, Ivan is asking you, hypothetically, if you were in the 70s, which band from the 70s would you like to start?
Wow.
I would say, can I have two?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It would be Led Zeppelin and Queen. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. Yeah.
Bom, ele falou ali, né, que se ele pudesse voltar lá, ele ia montar o Led Zeppelin e o Queen, né, que são as maiores, tipo, as favoritas dele, ele gosta bastante, assim. And, by the way, we can feel lots of influence of Led Zeppelin and Queen together. And Virgin Steele sound.
We all grew up worshiping Queen, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Rainbow, whatever Richie Blackmore was involved with, kind of UFO. Yeah. I mean, sometimes we didn't agree on certain bands, but those were like common ground with all the members, like those bands. So we were safe with that.
Yeah, great. Eu tava falando ali pra ele, né, que tipo, o som do Virgin Steele tem muito disso, uma mistura, né, de Queen com Led Zeppelin, e ele fala que realmente eles cresceram ouvindo isso, é o chão deles, né, todos ali na banda cresceram, são muito fãs, né, e isso, né, fatalmente sai na banda, assim, então, tipo, ele é bem contente com isso, assim.
E hoje, se fosse para ele escolher 2 bandas para sair em turnê com ele, qual bandas ele gostaria de escolher para ser open act, para abrir os shows deles?
Nowadays, which bands would you like to choose to be your opening acts if you go on a concert?
I haven't thought about that one. Oh God. I would like to actually go out there without the opening act. That way we could play longer.
Yeah.
You do the sound check, everything is ready, everything is set, and then you could go out. Because whenever you have a support band, I mean, we've had some great support bands and whatnot, and great fun with a lot of people on the road, but and we've supported ourselves. But it's a lot easier when you do the sound check, everything is set up, and then you can do the show. A lot of times you do your sound check, then the opening act does their sound check, and then something gets messed up, something's not plugged in anymore, and you go out there.
Yeah.
Always a problem.
Yeah. Bom, o Gonna Speak in Portuguese, ele falou que ele gostaria de ser a banda de abertura. Porque, tipo, quando tu vai ali e faz o sound check, né, tá tudo funcionando uma beleza, aí tu, claro, ele teve ótimas bandas de abertura, fizeram ótimos shows com várias bandas, assim, mas sempre acontece alguma coisa depois que tu faz o teu sound check, a outra banda vem, toca, tu vai lá, vai cantar, cadê o microfone? ou seja, tipo, a banda que faz a abertura ali, ela já faz o sound check, já começa a tocar. Então é uma maravilha isso, ele gostaria de ser isso.
Aqui o nosso telespectador, o Luigi de Bernardo, pergunta, ainda fazendo voltando um pouco atrás aqui, ele pergunta como foi a adaptação dos sons, né, que o Virgin Steele fez para as músicas originárias lá no Exorcist e no Original Sin, se foi muito difícil essa adaptação.
Okay, there's a question from one of the audience here, David. He is asking about how is it to record Exorcist, Virgin Steele, and Original Sin at the same time. It's like 3 different bands, How was it to compose this thing? Like, and as you said, it was very fast, but I mean the feeling, you were creating different styles there. And all of the 3 bands are great. It's very difficult to do something like that.
We were very possessed. Myself and Edward were very possessed. So, we had done Noble Savage. That was ready to go. So we were in the studio finishing that up. And then we sat down together in front of an old washing machine in a basement somewhere. And my keyboard, he had his guitar. And we started writing what became Exorcist and the Original Sin, and put everything on a little cassette player. And like anything else we've written together, we spark each other, and the magic just kind of grew. And we got very excited about this stuff. And we went and did it. I've always thought that it might have been, I mean, I'm glad that The Exorcist exists and Original Sin exists and all that. But if we had put those riffs, those song ideas, the lyrics, and the energy into the album after Noble Savage, before Age of Consent, I think the band might have shot up further than it did, because those tracks were more in the kind of full-on metal arena, whereas Age of Consent, yes, the metal album, songs like Light in Winter, Burning of Rome, of course, but then we also got sort of like, we started doing things like I wrote Cry Forever and a few other things that some people were like maybe not expecting for that record after Noble Savage. And, but it is what it is. But I like those songs enough from Original Sin and Exorcist to revisit them and say, okay, we're going to give it the pure Virgin Steele approach. So like Conjuration of the Watcher, I rewrote that and made it more bombastic. We recorded that on the Book of Burning. Call for the Exorcist, rewrote that. Edward and I rewrote that. That became a track on House of Atreus, So, and there's more. We may do that again. Who knows? We shall see.
Yeah, that would be great. Bom, ele, speaking in Portuguese a little bit here, ele fala ali que eles realmente estavam possuídos. Possuído mesmo, assim. Eles pegaram, se trancaram, eles terminaram o Virgin Steele, foram pro porão, se sentaram lá, começaram a compor, gravaram numa fita cassete, chegaram, começaram a ensaiar, já gravaram os dois. A única coisa assim que ele acha que ele deveria ter feito é que ele poderia ter usado esses sons, né, ou no Virgin Steele também, né, num dos álbuns ali, e também que eles tem uma influência ali do Exorcist no Virgin Steele ali esqueci o nome do disco agora. Caceta, tô velho.
Nightmare Theatre.
Isso, né? Tu tem algumas influências ali também que aparecem depois no próprio Virgin Steele, assim. Então, tipo, eu acho que deveria ter esperado um pouquinho mais, assim. Mas eles estavam possuídos, eles estavam escrevendo que nem louco ali. Então, tipo, foi legal. Ele gostou bastante desse processo, né? Tipo, foi um processo bem legal, assim. Ele não descarta escrever algum Exorcist novo, né? Então, tipo, pode ser que isso exista, né? Então, aí.
Legal, eu acho que a gente conseguiu cumprir aí, bem bacana. Eu queria que ele falou no início um pouquinho, né, da expectativa. Sim. O que a gente pode aguardar, Christian, né, pro David. Aí tem alguns fãs aí, né, muitos no Brasil do Virgin Steele. O que a gente pode aguardar aí, cenas dos próximos capítulos do Virgin Steele?
So, just to finish here, George wants to know about what can the fans expect for the next year about Virgin Steele, because next year we're going to have concerts, we're going to have a new album. So, what is to come next year?
We have quite a very in-depth, very heavy, barbaric, romantic album that I'm wrapping up right now. It's definitely one of the heavier records we've done, I think, ever. Yeah, it's got sort of like the Atreus Invictus thrust, but it's got also the Visions of Eden sort of etherealness to it as well. It's a very different record for us. But it's very, very heavy, and I guess it's conceptual. You will say it's conceptual. You'll probably think it has something to do with the Greek tragedy. And on one side of it, it does. But I'm also speaking about, again, it's not a history lesson. I'm giving you something else in there. So I think it's some of the strongest stuff we've done. It's very, very, very aggressive. It's a very cool record.
Great. Okay, gonna talk to the people here. Bom, ele fala que já tem o álbum aí quase pronto. Vai ser, né, para ser um dos mais pesados do Virgin Steele, álbum barbárico, né, bem pesado mesmo. Tem um pouco a ver com a grande tragédia, né, e não é uma aula de história, tá? Ele tem um fundo histórico nele, tudo, mas ele vai colocar algo mais ali. Então, com certeza, né, ele é um mix de outros álbuns também, né, vai estar presente outros álbuns, aquela influência do Virgin Steele, mas esse vai ser um trabalho mais além, mais pesado. Então, tipo, os fãs podem aguardar aí, né, o álbum mais pesado do Virgin Steele, né. Vamos ver aí o que vem ano que vem. Mas
olha aí, certeza, hein? Spoiler.
Com certeza teremos um Virgin Steele destruindo todo mundo aí ano que vem.
Muito bom. Maurício, tudo certinho aí, meu amigo? Obrigado pela presença. Mog Records na área. Fechou todas, Maurício?
Hein?
Yep.
Let's rock.
Eu queria só falar, dar um toque final no David.
Vai lá.
Oh, David, I would like to thank you for being on the interview. I thank all the guys, and you are a very inspiring person. Congratulations.
Thank you for inviting me. You guys were a pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again when the new record is released. I'm not sure exactly when that will be because we're still speaking with the label and all that, and everything takes a bit longer now because everyone wants to do CD and vinyl at the same time, and it's harder to get the ingredients to make the vinyl, so that's why it takes a bit longer. Yeah, but the record is basically done. I'm just finessing it a bit, but so it shouldn't be a big long wait. Yeah, and we'll be doing some videos with it as well and pre-release and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Aí, ó.
By the gods and goddesses.
Obrigado. Thank you so much. Christian, agradece para nós aí essa fera, esse monstro do heavy metal.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you today. Okay, we really appreciate that, and the Brazilian fans as well. Okay, it was very nice to see you, to talk to you, and a pleasure. Okay, it was such like a kind person. And it was really great to talk to you. Okay.
Thank you. My pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again. And I hope we can come visit you in Brazil again.
Oh, great! Yeah. We really expect that. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Agradecer. Uma experiência fantástica estar aqui com o David. David, thank you so much. Maurício, Ivan, obrigado. Christian, obrigado. E a gente cumpre a nossa agenda semanal aí, conversando com uma fera, mais uma fera do heavy metal. E terça-feira que vem a gente recebe o pessoal da Bay Area, Thrash Metal Forbidden, Craig Lossícero, guitarrista do Forbidden. Vai estar aqui com a gente. Acompanhe a agenda.
Quinta-feira, Nervo Chaos.
Quinta, uma agenda fantasma apareceu aí. A gente vai começar a divulgar aí, acho que hoje ainda aí, o Nervo Chaos comemorando 25 anos de estrada. E domingo a gente tem aí a live com o Tom Arrow, Celtic Frost, Triptych com Hellhammer. E é isso aí, galera. Obrigado. Thank you, David. Thank you. Maurício, obrigado. See you in hell, my friends.
Salute! Cheers!
Cheers!